I love carbon fiber, and as you guys know, my goal for 2025 is to install carbon fiber in every single part of my cars as I can. Before I get started, I simply wanted to give a huge shout out to Hansho for providing us with this amazing product. Huge props to Hansho for always providing us with great customer service, great prices, and great products for all your Tesla needs. Looking at the carbon fiber piece, and you can tell that this is a special piece of equipment. You have the same exact indentations that the Performance Highland has, but there's tiny differences that let you know that this is a particular piece directly from Hansho and not your OEM Tesla spoiler. It is worth noting, in case you didn't know, that this is real carbon fiber and it feels amazing. It's your typical matte carbon fiber, and I believe this is to match the Tesla aesthetics. You can also get this in a gloss finish. And I love that we live in an era where everything is being held up by tape and not screws. With the spoiler, you also get a nice little bag of goodies. You get a Hansho branded bag, which you can use for anything else in the future. You get a couple of pieces of tape, a guidance, as well as instructions and adhesive cleaner. I took the liberty of comparing this particular Hansho spoiler with the OEM Tesla spoiler that I have on my Model Y, and you can tell some absolute differences in here. One, the color match. It's completely different. And Hansho spoiler has a more matted, more muted carbon fiber tone, whilst the Tesla OEM has a darker tone. Hansho also has a thicker piece than the Tesla OEM. Looking at both spoilers a little bit closer, and you can also tell that the edges are completely different. I do believe that this is because these are different models, as well as completely different versions of the car. And going more in depth with these ones, I went ahead and measured both of them. Your OEM has about 2 inches of depth for the spoiler, and your Hansho model has a whopping 2.5 inches of depth. Visually, from afar, you can't really tell the difference, but I wonder why the decision was made. I do not know if the new spoilers come in this side or this is just Hansho's decision to make a larger spoiler. And lastly, on a closer comparison, you can see Tesla's OEM darker carbon fiber tone versus Hansho's lighter carbon fiber tone. I honestly prefer the lighter tone, but you guys let me know what you guys think. Looking at this poor Tesla Model 3, and you can tell there's something wrong with it. It just looks so naked. I feel sad for it. Before installation begins, we're gonna go ahead and prep the area and clean it. Using my little towel, we're gonna go ahead and clean thoroughly, make sure there's no debris. And then we're gonna use a stronger, rougher towel to clean any excess debris that there is. The first things I wanna do is I wanna make sure that I align the spoiler perfectly to the back of the car. This spoiler fits only one way, so there's no mistake here. All you have to do is make sure that the car aligns in both sides perfectly. I went ahead and took some measurements to be safe on each particular side, as I want this job to come out perfect. In your box, you will also have a marker. This will allow you to align the spoiler correctly and mark it, so that way when you remove the spoiler, you are able to see exactly where you had it lined up, so that way you're not measuring twice. Great thinking. Before I tape this spoiler to the car, I want to make sure that there's no bubbles between the tape and the carbon fiber. So I'm essentially just putting pressure in the spoiler between the tape and the carbon fiber with my finger. On a recommendation, do not remove the tape fully, just remove the edges and align your spoiler before removing the tape fully. Once you have successfully added the spoiler back into the car and measure everything correctly, feel free to rip that tape off of the spoiler so that way you can see how cool this looks. After you remove the spoiler tape, make sure that you pressure in your spoiler as hard as you can without breaking it to the car, so that way it's sturdy and well positioned. Remember, this is being held up by only tape and no screws, so make sure that you do it right. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this beauty. I have to say, the car looks completely different with a black toned out spoiler in the rear and just a nice carbon fiber matte look. This looks amazing. It looks like a proper car now. I also believe that because the spoiler is just a tiny bit deeper and larger than the old one, I think it gives the car such a nice look. It makes it look more like a fastback. And I think I like that look a lot. I may have to change my Tesla Model Y spoiler. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, a 5-minute ultra amazing install. I gotta say, this looks really cool. With that being said, if you guys have any comments, do leave them down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much for always staying tuned and watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.